I know this one doubt has crossed your mind multiple times. Have I imagined correctly? Am I doing this right, or am I just spinning my wheels? When you open your YouTube feed, you always get suggestions on how to manifest that tell you to get into the state of the wish fulfilled, but no one tells you how to confirm that your manifestation is coming and that you have imagined correctly. That's exactly why people quit. They never get that clear confirmation. If you want to know the answer, give me the next 7 minutes and I will clear this doubt for once and for all. Back in 2019, when I came across manifestation, I too had this doubt in my mind where I kept thinking, how many times do I have to do it? I remember those frustrating nights lying awake, wondering if I was wasting my time or if there was some secret formula everyone else knew but me. That confusion kept me stuck for months until I decided to dig deeper. I scrolled through social media, looked it up on the internet, and commented on videos in the hope of getting a reply, but I hardly found someone who explained it to me in the simplest way. From that point, I committed myself to sharing this manifestation information in the simplest way possible, and I have done so by creating more than 670 videos on my channel. But back then, I didn't know what the correct answer was. Then I came across the teachings of Neville Goddard, and they flipped my viewpoint on manifesting. I started applying the concepts practically and saw some results. After successful attempts, I discovered that no one can give you an exact number of how many times you have to imagine something in order to manifest. Not even you can predict it. But once you experience a change in the way you feel about your manifestation, that is the time when you have planted the seed in your subconscious mind and have imagined correctly. When this happens, you can expect your manifestation to come your way. I will break this down with a simple example. Let's say you want a partner, and every time you see someone, your mind tells you that you are not good enough for them. Every interaction with them makes you feel as if you are undesirable and not up to their standards, and you always attract people who reflect this assumption of yours in your day-to-day experience. You don't want this to be your reality. Instead, you want a partner with whom you can feel as if you are equal to them and feel desired by them. Now, if I tell you that you have to imagine a scene just 3 times, then you will attract those kind of people. Then my advice might be right for you, or it can be a total disaster. I am saying this because I don't know how deeply this belief of you being undesirable and not good enough is rooted in your awareness. Neville Goddard himself said it perfectly. Feeling is the secret. This means it's not about counting repetitions. It's about that deep inner feeling becoming real to you. Neville taught to loop the same short scene before sleep until it feels natural. That's when you know it's working. For some people, they always knew they were desirable, but only a few micro incidents made them believe that they are not good enough. For such people, only imagining for 3 days might manifest the people who see them as desirable. But for someone who, for the past 10 years, has been thinking that they are not good enough or that they are undesirable, then imagining a scene where they feel desirable might take multiple attempts before they start manifesting people who match these new assumptions. Now, when you hear this, don't think that you have to figure out how many years or months you have been living with this assumption. Just let the past fade away. The past doesn't matter to you anymore. Instead, start imagining, and with each imagination, touch the feeling of being desired, the feeling of being good enough, the feeling that is opposite to your current assumptions. Let that feeling sink in. Do it until it changes something within you, until it creates a change in your state of awareness. Whether it takes 3 times or 100 times, just do it, because the goal is not to get the manifestation externally, but to get that feeling internally. Once this feeling becomes your dominant state, this is when you have imagined correctly and you can expect that your manifestation is coming. The way you feel about your desire changes. The desperation fades away and the knowingness kicks in. It starts becoming a natural state for you. I got this realization back when I was manifesting a person. Multiple failed attempts and the desperation to get my desire made me realize that it is all about changing your state and it is all about changing the way you feel about your desire. The person was placed high on a pedestal from my point of view, and they showed up like that. When I started shifting my self-concept, I started to feel secure in my own skin, and that's when this person started behaving differently towards me. But after making this new state my dominant state, I lost interest in them and I was looking for something else. This always happens with people who build up their self-concept because their state changes, which makes their desires appear in their reality. They then lose interest because they have got what they wanted. Just relate to the feeling of wanting and desiring to buy the latest iPhone, and once you own it, it becomes natural. This shift wasn't instant. It built gradually as I kept returning to that new feeling night after night until one day it just felt normal, like it had always been true. Like with a person, Max, who committed some mistake, and Sasha, out of their pride and ego, does not want to give him a second chance. Max apologizes, waits, and makes changes. But still, Sasha cuts off contact and does not want Max in her life. Max feels crushed at first, chasing her validation, but then something shifts inside him. He realizes his worth isn't tied to her approval. When Max gets to a point where he thinks he has done enough, he has tried to contact, has apologized, has waited, and even has changed, then when he begins to change his state by understanding that his feelings are also important and that every human deserves a second chance, that's when he starts viewing Sasha differently. That's when his desperation towards Sasha fades away. That's when he recognizes that he doesn't feel the same way towards Sasha. And that's when Sasha notices a change in his energy and eventually feels drawn to him and wants him back. Now, the examples I gave you were to help you understand that people are just reflecting your state of consciousness. Whenever you make changes in your state of consciousness, you experience a change in your external reality. You cannot simply predict that you have to imagine 100 times to get your desire, or just 5 times. Also, no coach can tell you this. The only correct way to know whether you have imagined correctly is by recognizing the change in your feeling towards the symbols of your desire. If that car, that house, or that person still gives you the feeling that you want them badly and that your life will end if you don't get them, then you haven't changed. But if after doing manifestation techniques and imagining, you start feeling a silent confidence that this car, this house, and this person are already yours, then you are on the right path. Just stay there and your manifestation will appear. When you start viewing your desire differently from how you did earlier, that is the true test of whether you have imagined correctly or not. I have tried to explain it in the simplest way possible. This video might be long, but it's worth it. I will meet you with another enlightening video. Happy manifesting.